Oh hi. Baden-Baden, the resort town in Germany, in the state of Baden-Württemberg. The city lies at the height of 189 meters above sea level in Usbachsky Valley, and is located on river banks of Wasps on the western slopes of the Baden-Schwarzwald. The population makes about 54000 people. Well-known resort place. Till 1931 the city was called Baden, but as in the German lands there were several cities with such name, people often spoke specifying Baden in Baden, Region Baden, and so there was a presentable name Baden-Baden. Baden-Baden is known for the hot springs which were used still by ancient Romans. In the city ruins of the Roman baths remained. Ancient Romans to whom local thermal sources were known called the settlement in honor of the Emperor Aurelius Alexander Sever, Civitas Aurelia Aquensis. Aurelia Aquensis. And arranged terms from which the city, and then the lands belonging to him, received the name Baden letters. Swimming baths. In the 12th century Baden became possession of Margraves from the Serengensky house. Subsequently there was a partition of the Baden lands into Margravates Baden-Baden and Baden-Durlach. The city of Baden remained the residence of the first of Margraves. Though the Swiss historian humanist, professor of the University of Freiburg Heinrich Gundelfingen gave the first natural science and geographical description of the Baden-Baden resort in 1489, he gained broad popularity only at the end of the 17th century, with expansion of network of roads and development of tradeways. His popularity especially amplified since the end of the 18th century thanks to visit of the city by a great number of the French emigrants. Since 1804 the government of the Great Duchy Baden, which towered and extended thanks to Napoleon, doesn't feel sorry for any efforts to strengthen popularity of the resort town in Europe. Before World War I the balneological resort was among expensive and fashionable and was one of Isliably Benis for the Russian nobility and merchants. For difference from several other cities with such name in Germany and Switzerland, in informal conversation very often told Baden in Baden. Therefore in 1931 the city authorities made the decision to rename the city into Baden-Baden. Baden-Baden, the main European resort in the Russian history. Exactly here the fashion for rest on waters arose. Into German the marriage concluded in the 18th century between the successor of the Russian crown Alexander Pavlovich and the Baden Princess Louise, future Empress Elizabeth Alexievna, laid for an improving and cultural pilgrimage of the Russian aristocracy the foundation. Exactly from now on representatives of the Russian aristocratic surnames, Gagarin, Volkonsky, Vyazma, Menshikova and Trubetskoy, visiting during resort seasons. In the 19th century local waters and climate were fated to play a special role in the Russian and Ukrainian literature. Gogol, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Goncharov and Turgenev quite often came here to the period of creation of the best works. Here action of the novel of Turgenev, Smoke, is placed. In 1852 in Baden-Baden Vasily Andreevich Shukovsky, in the 1878, the Prince Pyotr Andreevich Vazemsky, in 1883, the Corypheus of the Russian diplomacy Alexander Gorchakov died. And it was temporarily buried. There was also Anton Chekhov here. In 1882, for needs of the Russian community, the Preobrazhensky Orthodox Church was constructed. The Theatre of Baden-Baden was constructed at Gove Square. German of Goelatz. On a sample of the Parisian opera at the initiative of the tenant of Casino Edouard Banish of the time on the project Charles Couteau. Especially for opening of theatre the opera by Beatrice and Benedict. 1862, on a plot of the play of Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing. Was written by the composer Hector Berlioz, at which premiere he conducted at opening of theatre in August 1862. Festspielhaus. German Festspielhaus. The only theatre of Germany doing without the state subsidies. It is open on April 18, 1998 on the basis of the reconstructed old railway station postponed for the outskirts of the city. The author of the project of reconstruction of the station to the concert hall, the Austrian architect Wilhelm Holzbauer. Museums. Museum Frederick Berti. Faberge's Museum. The first ever museum which is completely devoted to works of firm of the jeweler Karl Faberge. City Museum of Baden-Baden. State Kunsthal of Baden-Baden. The Museum Frederick Berti. Constructed by the architect Richard Meyer. Museum of Art and Technologies of the 19th century. The Museum Gerke-Remont. With a permanent exhibition of copies of works of Frida Kahlo. Architecture monuments. The Homboden Loch is one of the main tourist attractions of the city. The New Loch, the residence of the Baden Margraves in the 15th, 17th centuries. Casino in Baden-Baden, one of the oldest casinos in Germany. Sport. The chess club, Baden-Baden, is the strongest in Germany. The tennis club, Rot-Weiß, is founded in 1881 and is the oldest in the country. Religion. Christianity. Roman Catholic Church. In the territory of the city of Baden-Baden, in each of urban areas is on one or several Catholic churches or arrivals today. Stiftskirche. In the old city. Street. Wernhardschurch. Street Boniface. In Lichtenthaler. Street. Dionysius Church. In Usa. Etc. And also Road Church Street. Christophora. Esteemed as patron of travelers. It is located on Highway A. In Lichtenthaler there is a Cistercianski Abbey belonging to the Award of Cistercians. Orthodox Church. Except Church of the Transfiguration, in the city there is also Stauds, a Kapelle of the Autocephalous Orthodox Church of the Romanian Patriarchy. It is constructed in neoclassical style on the project Leo von Klenz in 1863-1866. Also in the city on Königsbrüster Street. 16 Espesa Preobrazhensky Sacred and Spiridonievsky Parish of Russian Orthodox Church of the Moscow Patriarchy Acts. The prior of the temple, the abbot Andrei Gottfried. Lutheran Church. City Church at August Square. Evangelical and Lutheran Church of St. Owen. Evangelical House, etc. Islam. In the urban area of Steinbeck. The mosque belonging to the Turkish Islamic Union for Religions of Society of Muslims of Germany is located. Judaism. The Judaic religious community based on November 2, 1890 had a synagogue on Stephaninstrasse, 5. Stephanienstrasse. Constructed in 1899 on the project. 50. Levi. She was completely burned on November 10, 1938, and the land plot on the place of a former synagogue was redeemed by local printing house. Today's new synagogue was opened in the former workshop of the sculptor Joseph von Kopf in March, 1947 by the French occupational authorities. Elections to Municipal Council of Baden-Baden. German of Gemeinderat. Taken place on June 7, 2009, resulted in the following results. The mayor is elected by the population having the right to vote by direct elections for 8-year term. On elections of 2006, Wolfgang Gerstner. German of Wolfgang Gerstner, which term of office ended in 2014, was elected to a position of the mayor. Since June 10, 2014, the post of the head of the city is held by Margaret Mergen, as well as her predecessor representing Christian and Democratic Union. CE Party. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.